welcome to Carnage Collector. Today I have a different kind of video for you. My friend Dave recommended me a game and asked if I could make a video about it. I played the game, I finished it, and now I talk about it. The game is called Juggernaut. It was released in 1998 in Japan and in 1999 in the US on the PlayStation 1. It was published by Juggernaut in the US. It never got a release in Europe. It's a horror point-and-click game in ego perspective. You move by pressing the direction on the pad and your character moves on its own, kind of like an old dungeon crawler. There are puzzles to solve and it features multiple short scenarios with horror short stories. You play as a guy who needs to rescue/exorcise his girlfriend that has been possessed by the devil. A priest helps you transfer yourself into her mind. Once in there, you make your way to a mansion. Since only your spirit is inside her and you need a body, the game provides you with human dead bodies that you can possess to walk around and solve riddles. The first quarter of the game can be a bit slow, and I nearly went insane with how often I had to change bodies and backtrack cause I forgot some item. But it is worth it because once you made it through, the game opens up and you can travel into different scenarios with cool horror stories. There are 8 in total, and always a set of 2 taking place in similar locations, which I don't mind since it was a way to reuse assets to give us more content. First we have the 2 stories that take place on a jungle island. In the first one, you'll encounter a tribe that has to deal with something butchering all their members. They think it might be an animal, but one of them thinks it's you because you are the new guy and everything was fine before you arrived. So, can you prove your innocence? In the second one, you investigate the mysterious disappearance of another tribe. After hearing gunshots in the distance, everyone has vanished and you only see a few corpses of some soldiers. You are not alone on this island because a mysterious woman has survived whatever took the other tribe's people away. She doesn't talk with you first, but she warms up to you, and then you can solve the mystery. Then we have 2 stories that take place on the internet. You investigate a hospital that kills people to sell organs online. You are an investigator and you use hacking programs to access data not available to normal people. And you use that to find out who is behind the illegal surgeries. 2 different stories take place in the forest, in a little village. One has you investigate a doctor possessing a strange creature from a distant country that he brought with him. And also there are some other murders happening in a forest where people are getting their eyes gouged out. You have to find out who is taking their eyes and why. You are a woman that has memory loss and also tries to find out who she is. And then we have 2 stories that take place on a prison island with crazy scientists conducting weird experiments on prisoners. They try to extract endorphins from the brain by killing the people and making a drug out of it. All of these are connected by the devil you try to exorcise. So while these stories seem not connected first, they indeed are, and I leave it to you to discover how. Now, some younger people might be put off by the look of the characters here. They They do have a Play-Doh-y quality and it is reminiscent of very early 3D animation, which it is, but don't let that keep you from playing the game. It adds to the whole old horror game vibe that even new developers like Puppet Combo replicate in modern times. The atmosphere really makes up for it, and the multiple stories within a story thing is also quite rare, especially for 1999 when it came out. You have to keep that in mind if you look at the graphics. It's from 1999, and for that time it really looked good. I personally emulated it with a CRT filter since most games from back then were designed to play and look a certain way on an old CRT TV and not on modern flat screens. It really made the game look darker and just right. I enjoyed the game even after the first frustrating part with the backtracking and body swaps. The puzzles are medium hard. They can be definitely solved pretty fast, but every now and then there are some that weren't that obvious and made me walk in circles for a while trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. But that really depends on each person. You might find them easier if you play more of these games. I completed it in about 13 hours, but I'm sure it can be done a lot faster for others. I also want to briefly talk about the soundtrack. You have been listening to it the whole time. Some parts don't have background music at all, while others have it. But when the game hits you with some music, it's always at the right time and the sound is very fitting and helps elevate the eerie atmosphere of the game. So, my verdict is this is a pretty cool game and you should check it out. Best play it in a dark room with a CRT filter, or if you want to track down the original game on your PS1. It adds to the dark atmosphere. Don't be put off by some of the cutscenes since it's an older game and it looked really good at the time. If you think about how things looked in 1999, especially 3D animations, you're gonna see that this one is one of the better ones. When you really submerge yourself in the story and start to enjoy it, the look of the characters won't matter anymore anyway. Plus it has its own nostalgic charm to it for us that grew up with those kind of games. I hope you enjoyed this little review, and thanks to Dave for telling me about this game. This one was under my radar and now I'm glad I played it. Thank you for tuning in and I'll see you next time. Bye.